God damn it.
What the fuck?
Oh! Holy shit! Well, what a long way this Explorer has came since I picked it up not even a week ago. So I just bought this 2001 Explorer. Bought it for 350 bucks. All that grime off the paint, which is making it look way shittier than it actually is. Paint came back to life when I power washed it, removed all the mold and grime. The door that before we couldn't even open after locking the vehicle, supposed to be a spring that hooks on here and then hooks on to the shaft that this lock is connected to. So when you turn the key or press the power lock, it's supposed to help push it up. Put a spring right there, locked, unlocked. And the driver's seat, they used to be held up by a plank of wood. First thing I gotta fix, we've talked about it 20 times in this video, this seat. There's an actual crack by the mechanism here that reclines it. Now, a totally new frame is in, and then remove the track from the broken seat, put it on this one, and put it back in the car. While keeping the old covering and foam, the back liftgate. Before, alright guys, just remember, the zip tie is always your friend. This just needed a lubing. Opens right up. And the glass? And the glass opens again. Also, how could I forget, we tightened up the shift column here, so now I can be on a slope like this and be in park and not worry about the truck rolling away. There you go. A bunch of minor little things, but it takes a vehicle from needing work to being perfect and ready to go.
Say door ajar, slam the glass. Yeah, it's the glass that does it. See if it shuts off now. It should. That glass didn't shut at all before when I got the truck. I had to lube that up and take the part out. Oh, maybe it's the lift gate. Hold on a second. Yeah, it was the lift gate. It was still open. All right, you're good.
So I just sold the Explorer. If you remember, let me just get inside here. So if you remember, I bought that truck for 350 bucks, and I put, let me think, between the oil change and the tire repair, because I ended up getting a flat. What else did I do? Detailed it with the power washer, repaired the seat, which was 30 bucks from the frame from the junkyard. I fixed the door lock for free. I fixed the column shifter for free. I fixed the non-closing liftgate gas and the non-working handle for free. So my total investment with the title and everything, again, $350 for the truck, $120 for the title, $30 for the seat. That's for $7,500. Oil change, let's just say, I know it's not this number, but like with everything, $550 is my total investment in that truck. I think it's more like $520 or $530, but let's just call it $550. Let's make it even. I just sold the truck for $1,100 bucks, so that is a profit of $550. So I doubled my money on it. Essentially, I literally doubled my money on it, and I had the truck not even for 2 weeks. I got it 2 weekends ago on a Saturday. Today's Thursday, so I had it for like 11 days. And for me, my rule of thumb when I'm selling cars is I don't want it any longer than 2 weeks, because then it becomes stale on the market. Just like a house that's priced too high doesn't sell, and people start to think, what's wrong with it? People don't notice it anymore. It starts to blend in with listings. So I wanted it gone by this Saturday. I initially had posted it for $1,500. And I lowered the price after a week at that price with no bites. I got a couple bites, but nobody showed. So I lowered the price to $1,200, because pricing on Craigslist kind of works in increments. And you don't want to price. You want to drop from 1,500 to 1,450, because if people search, they have budget parameters. They'll search 1,500 and under, 1,200 and under, 1,000 and under. Nobody searches for 1,300. I mean, it'll happen, but generally people set it at those marks. Nobody searches for 1,350 and under, 1,650 and under. They go in those big jumps. So 2,000 and under, 1,800 under, 1,500 and under, 1,200 and under. So I went from 15 to 12. They're kind of motivated to move it. And I had some interest in it, you know, from Craigslist, people calling me and stuff. I had a passerby drive by yesterday. It's out in front of my house, or was, with the for sale sign. I had a guy drive by and look at it. He saw it out there, and he said, I'll give you $1,200 for it. He asked me if it was negotiable. I said no. You always want to hardball first. You don't want to be like, oh, well, maybe a little bit. You just say no. And if they're about to walk away and get in their car, then you say, okay, wait a minute, you know, I can come down a little bit. But at first you say no. So I told him no. He said, okay, I'm good with $1,200. I'm going to come back in 30 minutes with a deposit of $200, and I'll have the rest of the money by the end of the week. It was a non-refundable deposit, so I love deposit situations because they've actually worked in my favor many times before. When someone give me a $200 deposit, I give them a week to give me the rest of the money, or sometimes even less time. They don't come back. And we sign a document saying, you know, you have 3 days to return with the remainder of the money for the truck. I keep the title, I keep the keys, the truck's in my house. They don't come back in 3 days. That $200 is mine. I sell it to somebody else. I make more money. So I was like, yeah, I'm cool with a deposit. So he said, I'll be back in 30 minutes. He never showed up. I had to go. I never heard from him again. And then last night I had this person text me about the truck. They asked me if it was negotiable. I said, it's not negotiable, but, you know, make me an offer. Maybe I'll think about it. Because it's one thing if someone's already here, they see the truck outside for sale, then I can hardball them and say, no, it's not negotiable. But I want someone to come see the truck, because we all saw how perfect the truck was. You guys saw how it cleaned up from when I got it to what it was now, and I just sold it. And most people, including me, I go on Craigslist, even if a vehicle's listed as perfect, I expect there to be problems with it. So this truck I knew was truly ready to go. So I wanted the people that were texting me about it to come see the truck. Even if they didn't want to pay full asking, come see it first. I knew I'd be able to get closer to my number, if anything. So he offered me $1,000 for it if everything was perfect. And I said, well, just come look at the truck. I didn't say yes to his offer. I said, come look at the truck tomorrow. So he came this morning, loved it. He's a mechanic, actually a mechanic, not like me who says they're a mechanic. He works at a shop. He went through it with a fine-tooth comb, checked everything. He said everything's great. His only concern was, when I had the oil change, my buddy told me he's going to need brake pads soon. They're still okay, but it's going to need them soon, and he noticed the same thing. Otherwise, the truck was fine. I mean, the spark plugs are older. He said something about the ignition coil, but again, they're all working. They're just older. But overall, he loved the truck. So the girlfriend who came with him said, okay, so we're all right at the $1,000 number? And I'm like, no. I go, I didn't say yes to that. I just said, come look at the truck. I go, I'll tell you what, I'm at 1,200, you're at 1,000. Let's meet in the middle, $1,100. I go, it's a great truck. And if I'm honest with you, I had someone come see it yesterday who's going to give me $1,200 for it today. So I'm taking a risk. You know, he might show up. He might not show up, but he might. So if I'm going to sell it to you at a discount, I'm only coming down $100 because this guy come knocking on my door in 2 hours with $1,200 and the truck is gone. So he agreed right away, gave me the $1,100, gave him the title. And as I always make sure to do, because there are a lot of car flippers out there just like me, I make them sign that title, because once they do, they've got to transfer it. They can't title jump it and flip the car. They've got to transfer the title. So anyway, it's gone, $1,100. Again, I doubled my money on it. It was a good truck. I'm happy to see it gone within my 2-week window, which is what I always want it gone in. And I'm going to go out and buy something else.